Hi, and welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, April 15th. This is a time for us to pause in the middle of all the chaos that is unfolding in our world, to take a break, take a breath, and to recognize that God is still God and that we are in touch with the Creator of the world. So we take a breath and breathe in the breath of life. For this week, early in the week at least, I've been thinking with you about stories related to the resurrection of Jesus, the stories that come in the first days of his resurrection. Today I want to think with you about the story of Thomas. Thomas is, I think we all have a bit of Thomas inside of us. He's someone who struggles to believe the good news when it starts to come. The story begins actually with the first evening, and Thomas isn't even there. The first evening of the resurrection. That evening, all of the disciples, except for Thomas, are there. And they're in an upper room that is locked and closed, safe and secure. There's a lot going on around them outside those doors that instills fear and concern, a lot that offers threat to them because those who are not followers of Jesus are threatened by the news that Jesus taught. And so there's a lot of chaos going on just outside those locked doors, and they're afraid. And suddenly Jesus appears in their midst, even though the door is locked. And he greets them, "Peace be with you." That's the greeting we all want to hear, isn't it? Peace be with you from Jesus the Christ. And they come to believe in that moment, seeing him. He offers them the Holy Spirit by breathing on them. And then he's gone. When Thomas gets back from wherever he has been, and we don't know where it was, and they tell him their story, he says, "I don't know if I can believe it, unless I can put my fingers in the nail holes and my hands in his side." It's too much to believe. A week later, they're all together in that room again, and the door is locked again, and Thomas is with them this time, and Jesus appears in their midst again and says, "Peace be with you." "Thomas, put your fingers in the nail holes. Put your hands in my side. Believe the good news." We all want to believe the good news, but sometimes when we hear some good news these days, we struggle to believe it. We struggle to trust it. And so I want to use this story for us to set the framework of our guided meditation for today. I invite you to go to a place that is quiet, a place where you can be undisturbed. Close the door if you have a door on the room, and sit down in a comfortable chair. Feel the weight of your body on that chair, the back of your legs and your arms. If the chair has arms, feel your elbows resting on the arms of the chair. And take in some deep breaths. And as you breathe in the breath of life, the Spirit of God. And as you breathe out all that would separate you from God. Nice, deep, slow breaths. Allow allowing those breaths to bring you peace and relaxation. And then close your eyes and imagine that the peace and presence of God is coming to you. That you hear those words as you breathe in and out. Peace be with me. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. And let that peace come to you. Let it come and wash over you like water, bringing peace to your head and your forehead and your face and your jaw. Feel the tensions melt away. And let that peace come to your neck. Let all the tension and pain that you've been holding in your neck fade away. And let that peace come to your shoulders and down your arms and to your hands. And if you've been clenching your fists, open up your hands. Peace be with you. Let the tensions in your shoulders and arms and hands float away. And let that peace come to your back and to all of your torso. Release the tensions that are in all of those muscles. Moving down from the top of your back to the bottom of your back and around to all the rest of your body. Down your legs into your thighs and your calves and your ankles and your feet to the tip of your toes. Peace with you. Peace be with you. Now you don't have to imagine this, but you can. That you are in your home, in a room where the door is closed and it's locked so no one can get in. And all around you is all kinds of chaos outside that door and outside your house. But Jesus the Christ, the risen, living Christ, is in your house with you. And in that room with you, imagine that He is there standing before you and you hear Him say those words, peace be with you. And after He says, peace be with you, He engages you in conversation. What do you hear Him say? What do you want to say to Him? I'll be quiet so you can have that conversation. and the time for the conversation to end has come. If it's too soon for you, just hit pause. And you say goodbye. And he is gone. And you bring yourself fully back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Well, that's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Wednesday, April 15th. My goal is that this offers you some peace in the middle of all the chaos of our days. Whether it's the chaos of homeschooling or the chaos of the news, which is incessant with stirring us up and always changing and evolving. Or something else that brings you chaos. Maybe it's someone dear to you who has contracted the virus. God's peace is with you. God's presence is with you. That's my hope, that we can affirm that together in these times. If you have feedback for me, or have suggestions or requests, send them to rick@prospectchurch.org.